win, but I guess so. What are the emotions now, and how is camp now, just a few days ahead of a massive fight here in Sydney?
Yeah, man. Always would rather a win. Getting in there, but it's been I guess a big fire lit under me for this fight. So the camp's been a good strong camp, man. So I've been motivated every single day thinking about that last loss. So I've really kicked it up a gear this camp, and I'm looking forward to going out and showing it.
Have your coaches had to pull you back a little bit at all, because they don't want you to maybe overtrain or kind of push too hard, trying to erase the memories of the last fight?
No, my coaches always have to pull me back from overtraining. That's just I think if you're not getting pulled back from overtraining, you're not training hard enough.
When they came to you with John, what did you make of the name that came across? Because he's obviously been in the UFC for like almost 10 years, if not more. So when John Makdessi's name came across your table, what did you think?
Yeah, super excited, man. Super excited, and a real honor to be sharing the cage with him. He's a G. He's a G in the sport. Tons of experience, tons of skill. So yeah, it was really one that made me go, whoa, fuck yeah.
How do you see this fight playing out when you do watch tape on him? Because he's obviously well rounded, but he's never had a submission win in his pro career. He's, I think, 14, 15 decisions, like 10 wins, 5 losses. So how do you think this fight will play out?
I think it'll be him trying to frustrate me, to be honest. I think it'll be him trying to use his skill and his fight experience to frustrate me, lead me into traps. So we've been working hard. We've had some great kickboxers, great bodies in for this camp, and I'm really excited to show the levels that I've come up, especially in the striking department.
And it's not often that a fighter that, like John, like he might not have the biggest name in terms of like the casual fans, but his coach is very famous. His coach is very respected in Firas Zahabi. So I'm not sure if you've ever fought one of his students at all, or when you look across the octagon, you see someone like Firas Zahabi looking back at you. Do you get any emotions off of that, considering all this tutelage that he's given?
Not really now. I'd say like when I first broke into the organization, the UFC, it was. But I'm like, this is my 9th fight, so I'm pretty comfortable here now, and I know I belong here. So it's another day in the office, but we're just super focused on what we got to do.
Jamie, you said after your last fight, you put a post on your Instagram and you basically said you learned a valuable lesson. I'm just wondering if you could elaborate on what that lesson was.
Yeah. Valuable lesson learnt there. Like this sport, there is zero margin for error. You can't afford to become complacent in there, and that's exactly what I did. I was rushing the finish a little bit, and I just disrespected my opponent's power. That mistake won't be happening again, and again, like that's what we did this camp. We went back to the drawing board of fundamentals, not making mistakes, really just 100% focus in the training, in the sessions, and again, looking forward to going out and showing it.
How nice is it to not have to travel to Vegas and to the States and Central Coast boy yourself? So how nice is it to get a fight in your home state?
Oh mate, it's the fucking best. It's can't describe how good it is. It takes like half the stress off you on fight week. So and I'm feeling great. So yeah, looking forward to it.
One last one. Can I get your official prediction for this fight on Sunday?
I predict a 3rd round knockout.
Jamie, when we last spoke to you, you were always talking about how you have to add new skills and find new ways of doing things. I was just wondering, heading into this fight, what, if anything, have you changed or added into your fight camp in preparation?
Patience, I would say. Patience and understanding of our distance and our shot selection. That's been a big one this camp. But again, like we're working everything all the time, so it's a constant evolution. It's a constant getting better at the whole game. But that'll never change. So we're picking up new skills, and I think it's going to show this weekend.
For sure. And last one from me. We're starting to see more and more cards, stacked with Australian talent. Do you think that Australia has finally sort of solidified itself as a breeding ground for top tier international mixed martial artists?
100%. 100% it has. Like what we've had 3 champions from our neck of the woods, New Zealand and Australia, 2 currents, a pound for pound GOAT. And it's not just him. Like obviously, it's not just them 2 athletes. It's our whole country. The scene is just getting bigger and bigger. There's more and more fighters breaking through, and we come to fight. You know what I mean? We come to scrap. So that's always like we're in the biggest organization in the world. That's what people want to see. People want to see motherfuckers going out and doing it and getting after it, getting finishes. So that I think Aussies we hold ourselves proudly for that.
Jamie, just over here, talking about that, and you mentioned you had a good amount of bodies in for your camp. I was wondering, who are some of the people you're training with from the scene?
We had Benny Regan. He was probably my main sparring partner for this whole camp. He's a world champion kickboxer. Years and years and years of high level experience right there. So we had Edemar Teixeira, Michael Stanoff, and some of the Lions Den boys. So yeah, I had a really good camp, man. Really good camp with a lot of great bodies for John Makdessi too.
And I wanted to ask you about this. Someone I know you've trained with in the past, Justin Van Heeden. I was speaking to him the other day, and he told me a story about getting confused for you and people coming up to him and thinking that he is you and you are him. Has anything like that ever happened to you?
No, not with Justin. That's man, that's an insult, man, compared to that guy. I'm kidding. But no, that hasn't happened.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Just down the front here, Jamie. So, like you said, you predicted round 3 knockout. Where do you see you going forward from that fight? What are the plans for you?
I'm not looking ahead, to be honest. I never look ahead of my fights. I guess in terms of myself, I wanted to get 4 fights in this year, so we'll see how we come out of this fight. But as far as what's next, I'm not looking past John Makdessi. My sights are on John Makdessi right now.
And just sort of, what are your predictions for the main event? What do you think that's going to end up?
I'll predict it the same way that I predicted Izzy's last win with the second round knockout.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay, thank you.